What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is my week 1 check-in for my weight loss journey with Tirzepatide. So I've been on it for 1 week and I have had no side effects. My dosage, I can't remember it, so I'm gonna put it here because I can't think of it off the top of my head. But I had no side effects on this dose. In general, like, I felt like I didn't really have hunger. And the first day when I realized, like, it had been most of the day at work and, like, I wasn't constantly thinking about food, like, it just felt so freeing. I don't know how to describe it. It's like, so normally when I'm at work, like, I feel very snacky, and I feel like when we go, like, if my partner has to go get something to eat, I feel like I have to get something to eat, and I will eat it, and I'll eat the meal I brought too, and I still have food at work that I haven't eaten that's just sitting there, like yogurt and stuff. I bring my snacks home. Like, I'm not overeating, and I'm not thinking about food the whole time, and I'm not, in the truck going back to the station and planning what I'm going to eat, and I'm not thinking about dinner, and it's just so interesting. I don't know, like, I can't remember a time in my life where food was not just always back there somewhere in my mind. So it was really cool to finally experience that. Like, is this what normal people feel like? Was this what other people feel like? Is this the experience that people have? Like, they're not just, like, constantly thinking about their next meal or, like, a snack or going to get food, or, like, every time I got in my car and went to a certain place, I always felt like I needed a snack. And I can go to the grocery store and leave and drive home without having to snack on something or grab a drink or whatever the case may be. And it feels very freeing. That is the best way I can describe it. So I said no side effects, but I do have one. I usually run really hot, and I was actually really cold the other day in class, and just like the whole day I was just very cold. I've been turning on the heater at work, which I've never done. People thought I was going crazy. It could be that my sugar's lower. So usually in the mornings, my sugar's a little higher than it has been, and I'll get into that. But with it being shorter, it could be that's making me not as hot, which is nice. It feels really good to not be, like, sweaty all the time. So it's been good. No nausea, no stomach problems or anything. You guys saw where I injected last time. It was in my left thigh. So this week I injected in my right thigh. Don't inject in the same spot, kind of rotate. That's normal for any kind of medication. Like, generally you don't want to just keep injecting in the same spot. So I switched to the other thigh. Like I said last video, I prefer my thighs. I think that it's really painless, and not that I've tried like my stomach or anything. I just prefer my thighs, that's all. I know one of the side effects of, like, GLP-1s could be depression. I know I saw, like, this video on, like, the dark side of Ozempic or whatever, and I don't feel that way. I actually feel really happy. This has been a very good week. Like, I feel like my mood has been a little better, although I can't really credit that to the medication because the weather has been nicer generally. It's getting warmer out, days are getting longer before they ruin it with time change. And just in general, for the past couple weeks, I've been making some, like, life changes, and I've felt so much happier. So I can't attribute that necessarily to the medication, but I can say that I have not had any, like, mood issues while on this so far. So the last day of that dose, since I took it on Friday, was Thursday then. Thursday, the food noise did come back. I just felt very snacky and hungry, and I did eat quite a bit Thursday compared to the rest of the week. So, I mean, compared to most days, I feel like, I don't want to say I was a binge, but it almost kind of felt like it. But it might, and I don't want to say that it was because, I want to say it's just because of the way, like, the difference it felt like the rest of the week versus eating on this day. So, but Thursday, the food noise did come back. I did eat more, which I saw reflected in the scale then. But, yeah. So towards the end of the week, I did feel the food noise come back, which means that I need to kind of, like, if that's going to be a theme on Thursdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, I need to make sure that, like, my meals are prepped and I'm ready to go, and there's not, like, an opportunity really for me to really go off and derail my progress, if that makes sense. It just takes a little more planning and getting used to still. I mean, this is my first week. So let's see. So my starting weight was 258.4. My weight went down, let's see, that was Saturday morning. I took that because I forgot to weigh myself Friday, but I took the medication Friday night anyway. So Saturday morning, my weight was 258.4, went down to 258, stayed there Tuesday. Wednesday, it was 256.2. Thursday, 255.6. And then it went up. Like I said, Thursday, I did eat a lot more than I had been. The food noise was back. I was very snacky. And I also didn't prep food for work. So I ended up eating out. So my weight on Friday morning was 256.4 for a total loss of 2 pounds. But I will say, even though this is more like those two, I will say that this morning I woke up and I was 252.6. That is a almost 4 pound difference from yesterday. So just throwing it out there. If you're not weighing yourself every day, like if it's a mental thing, and like if you weigh yourself every day, like it's going to lead to bad things, then don't. Like truly do not. But weighing myself every day has been beneficial to me. The second it stops being beneficial to me and it starts like derailing my progress because I'm like losing my shit over gaining a bunch of weight, I'll stop, obviously. But right now, weighing myself daily has showed me like kind of how my eating and the things I'm doing during the day are really affecting my weight. And so what I'll say about that is that sounds like such like a no-brainer thing to like track your weight, right? But I've always been the person that I don't want to weigh myself more than once a week. I will weigh myself just the once, and then the next week I'll weigh myself on that day, and the next week, and the next week, and the next week. And then I got to a point where I don't weigh myself at all because I don't check my bank account sometimes because I don't want to know. It's just gonna make me sad. So now I'm at a point where I do want to see where like my daily habits are leading me, and I also feel like I'm at a point where I know that weight fluctuates. I know that one day my weight might be a little higher, and that doesn't necessarily mean that I've derailed my progress or I've done anything. I mean, even right here shows you that, where I don't know if you guys can see that. It might be a little, yeah. So you can see it dipped down, came up, went back down. I mean, that was a reflection of what I was eating. But two, like, I had been eating less than, like, I had been in a deficit all week. And, like, I don't know. Anyways, weight fluctuates regardless of whether you're on medication or whether, you know, you, like me, ate more on one day or whatever. Like, weight's gonna fluctuate. It just does. Things are going on in your body, you know, the water you're carrying, what's going on hormonally, like a bunch of things are gonna affect your weight. And if you are in like a place where you can weigh yourself every day without it, like, you know, without crashing out over it, like, do it. I think it's interesting to see. And I mean, there have been times where it's been a lot this year, actually, because I started weighing myself a little more frequently, or weighing myself the day after my weigh-in as well. And I've seen that, like, maybe I gained a little bit, and then I weigh myself the next day, and I lost weight. I'm like, okay, I was literally so upset yesterday, and now, like, I was upset over nothing. And I feel like it's been very good for me to see that. Anyways, I feel like I'm rambling a little bit. This is, like, the lowest I've weighed since... I can pull it up. I have not weighed this little since September. I have been bouncing around the same couple pounds since September. So this is nice that I'm like back at this weight. I also have a non-scale victory. So I bought 2 pairs of pants a couple months ago, and they both fit. So let me say that. They both fit me, but one of them was more snug and just not comfortable. I couldn't see myself sitting in those pants for 12 hours at work, and I've just left them in the closet, and I felt like the pants that I normally wear have been getting looser. They just feel better on. So I was like, maybe I should try the other pair of pants on, and I did, and they fit perfect. Ugh. God. I can't, like... It has been years of my clothes fitting me worse and worse and worse. I've been trying to get around that by buying clothes that fit my current body and not stressing out about like the clothes that I have in my closet that I don't wear. I don't wear so many of the clothes I own because they no longer fit me right and they don't look right, or I just don't feel good in them. And it feels so good to finally like feel good in these clothes again and wear them and fit in them, and oh man, this feels good. It feels good. That is the only way I can describe it. And I know I keep saying like it feels good. It just, I don't know. It's like a relief almost that like my clothes fit. Like when I put them on, it's like a breath of like relief. Like yes, like it just feels good. I think that's it. Like there's not a whole lot to update on. Week 1, like I worked out, I think, actually I can tell you how many times I worked out. I want to say I worked out twice. Yeah. So I think I worked out twice this week. Obviously I'd like to increase that. I don't want to only work out twice a week. That's just kind of how this week went. I worked a lot. I ran, and in those 2 days I worked out, I also ran both those days. My protein's been pretty good, and I've been trying to find foods that are higher in protein, snacks that are higher in protein. That's something that I know is like an important part about all this, so I am trying to make sure that I'm getting enough protein. I have not been tracking my food though. I do want to change that going forward, but I have not been tracking. I want to make sure that I am eating enough, because this does like cut out like my appetite. Like it's not that I have food aversion like I have in the past. I'm not hungry. That's all. Like could I eat a bite of this? Sure, but I can stop after that one bite, and that's something that I have not been able to do in so long. I also got blood work done. I had it done on Monday, so my results really shouldn't be skewed at all by this medication. Because I wanted to have like a firm like starting point as far as my blood work is concerned, and I get it checked every 6 months anyway for my thyroid because I have hypothyroid and my prediabetes. So at least I have like a nice starting point, and in a few months I will get it rechecked, and I say a few months, probably 6 months, but maybe 3, just because I'm curious. We'll play that by ear. I'm not gonna get ahead of myself and like schedule out like when I'm gonna do blood work. If I feel like 3 months has been like I've seen like really big changes, maybe I'll do it in 3 months. Otherwise I'll wait for the 6. Let's see. Oh, my blood sugar. That's something I forgot to tell you guys. Okay, so with my blood sugar, so on March 1st, is that the first dose I took? So I took my first dose on the 28th of February. So my blood sugar, I check it in the morning when I wake up, and I woke up roughly around the same time every day, around like 5 or 6-ish. I mean, I might have woke up a little bit later, and I know that the time of day that I wake up does affect the blood sugar, and I actually didn't check it this morning. I forgot. I also woke up late because I worked a double yesterday, so I didn't check my sugar today. I'll check it again tomorrow. But anyways, so the day after I took my first dose, my blood sugar was 130, the next day 107, the next day 123, then 94, 86 was the 5th, and then Thursday, which is the last day on that dose, was 107, so it went back up. The day that was 86 is the day that I was like colder, running colder when I normally run hot. I had to get a sweater. Like I felt good on that day. So I've been checking my blood sugar consistently. Well, let's not say consistently. I've been checking my blood sugar for about like 2 to 3 years, somewhere in that zone. I have only seen a number that low 2 or 3 times. Once naturally. The last time was when I was on the semaglutide, and then this time now. So, like I said, I am pre-diabetic. I know that. And in the mornings, my blood sugar has been honestly in the diabetic range, which sucks. But my body has been also getting used to being day shift again. I worked night shift for years, and I finally switched back to mostly working days, with the exception of like the occasional night shift. Like last night I worked at 24 yesterday. With that, my blood sugar has been adjusting. Like the first couple of times I was waking up like really early, like 4 o'clock to get ready for work, my sugar, like I felt like absolute garbage. My sugar was up at like 160. But as time has gone on, I've seen that trend down. I cleaned up my eating, but like my eating was pretty okay then too. So honestly, I don't think it's my eating necessarily. I really do think that it's my body adjusting to day shift. And obviously these numbers are because of the medication. But love to see it. I'm excited to have that continue to be a thing. And I know that's gonna, I don't want to say skew my results for my A1C, but I'm glad to be bringing it down. And I'm curious when I get off my medication, off this medication, whenever that may be, how my blood sugar will react. You know, did I do that permanent damage? Am I like going to need a medication for my blood sugar for forever? Oh no. Oh no. Ideally and theoretically, it can like reverse itself. So like the diabetes, but we'll see. Like my thyroid though, I will talk about that. That's something that, I'm really disappointed about is my thyroid. I've tried so hard to support it, and I know there's not like an established cure, but I thought like if I took like, so I've been eating a Brazil nut a day because of the iodine in it, or sorry, selenium, and I was like, well, that'll help support thyroid function, and I've been like trying to eat in ways that'll support my function and take supplements, and it's worse. Go figure. This time last year, I also had to bump up in dose, and it's looking like it's happening again. It's like every year I have to go up in dose, and it's kind of sad. Because that one I'm kind of bummed about because I felt like I was supporting my thyroid and I thought I was doing a good job with it. And my mom, you know, she kind of, like I told her I was a little disappointed in it and she kind of shut that down. She's like, there is no cure for thyroid. Like you're going to have this the rest of your life. And I was like, yeah, you know. Anyways, that's just something I was a little disappointed about. But I'm curious what my blood work will look like. My cholesterol, my lipids, not great. My liver enzymes aren't great, but that's been a trend. And I don't really know what's going on with that. I do need to get that checked out, but yeah, I am seeing it trend. So it's really important to me, obviously it's really important to me that I'm creating good habits and, that I'm not just letting the medication do the thing, you know, by curbing my appetite and by doing whatever it's doing, you know. It's important to me that I'm also putting in the work, that I'm working out and I'm creating habits and I'm eating good foods and fueling my body appropriately. And it's very important to me that I'm doing that, which is why that blood work is important. And, I like that I got some right at the beginning so I can see the work that I did on my own. And I did some good work. Like my lipids, like I'm back in normal range on one of them. And I won't go into too much detail. I could, but I posted it on my Instagram if y'all are curious. I did talk about my, I had an in feed post where I talked about my blood work and like the different levels. And I was just trying to be very transparent about it. Because I know I'm not in a great place. Like, with my body, I know that. I'm very aware, and I just want to share it because I feel like a lot of people, like, I feel like there's, like, that whole, like, oh, health at every size, and, like, I'm 200 whatever pounds, and I have, like, oh, my blood work's great, and it's like, well, mine's not. Let me be real. Mine's not. Let me show you my blood work. Let me show you the problems of being this size. Like, and I'm not, I'm not getting into that conversation. Anyways, my triglycerides, this time last year were 459. That is bad. That is very bad. Then in September, I redid my blood work and it was 283. So I cut that in half and now I'm at 140. So I'm down another 100. And that puts me in normal range. Like, so it makes me feel very good that, like, at least right there and, like, with some of my other stuff, like, I've worked my way down and I can see that trend. And that's before the medication even had any effect. So I love that for myself. It shows me that my work, it really is paying off and that I am developing these habits and I'm going the right direction. And it makes me feel good. It's validation and it's just, like, confirmation that I am doing the right things. So Even when I wasn't seeing the movement on the scale, because I haven't been. Since last year when I tested, I'm 20 pounds heavier than I was when that first blood work got done. And my blood work is better than it was a year ago. Even though I am 20 pounds heavier, the blood work's better. I've been doing the work. I just have not. I've been having a lot of other problems. So, but yeah, it feels good. It's very validating. That's the message for this whole video. It feels good. So yeah, that was week 1. I'm excited to see what week 2 brings. So see you then.